Oh, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join me today. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you are. I thought today we'd do a beautiful little seascape, and I'm going to show you a very simple way to make a very effective seascape. So I tell you what, let's start out today and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. And as usual, they'll come across in the same order as I have them on the palette, starting with the white and working around. While they're doing that, come on up here and let me show you what I've done. Today we have our standard old size canvas up here. The bottom part I've covered with black gesso. Now, I know there's going to be a wave in here, and I've left the eye of the wave open right in here. The rest of it I've just painted with black gesso. The top I've just covered with liquid white, as we normally do. Down here, after the black gesso was good and dry, I've covered the center of it here with just alizarin crimson. Then the edges on each side with alizarin crimson and a little phthalo blue. And then out here with a little bit of Van Dyke brown and dark sienna mixture. That's all. So we have brown on the outside, sort of a lavender, and then alizarin crimson in here. I thought today we'd do a beautiful little scene, maybe that has like a little sunset and some big clouds, and I don't know. Let's just have some fun and do it. Let's be crazy. Let's start out today with some cad yellow, a little bit of cadmium yellow. And it's such a fantastic day. It's bright and shiny. Tell you what, let's make a painting that's the same way. Let's take a little yellow and get brave today. Just go right up here in the sky and just put a big old yellow mass right up in here. Son of a gun, just be brave. Then without cleaning the brush, we'll go right back and grab yellow ochre. Same way. There, just tap a little in the brush. It doesn't really matter how you load it. Now, down here at the base of this, we'll put some yellow ochre. It's a very nice golden color. There we go. Now then, still without cleaning the brush, I'm going right into bright red. Just once again, tap a little on the brush. And we'll blend it right into the base here. There. Those colors make you feel good already. They're just nice and bright and warm and cheery. Makes you feel good. We'll wash the brush. Wash it off. Shake off the excess. And just beat the devil out of it. Now then, I'm going to go into titanium white with a corner of the brush only, just the corner. Then we'll go back up here. And right up here, I want to be the brightest area in the sky. So I'll put that corner of the brush right up here and blend it. Just blend it outward. There. Then we'll just bring all this together. Now, that won't look really bright until we put some other things in the sky. And then I guarantee, it'll jump right out at us. Okay. Now, let's finish up the rest of the sky here. We'll take a little blue. Reach up in here and get some black. So I have black and blue, or blue and black, whichever. Now then, using little crisscross strokes, we'll just apply a little color up into the sky here. There. Just bring it right down to this, but we don't want to touch it. We'll blend in a second. Just like so. A little bit over on the other side. There. Okay. Once again, I'm going to wash the brush. There we are. It's a good exercise in brush washing and nothing else. Now with a good clean dry brush, we can begin blending all this together. Just blend it together. And that'll soften it, smooth it, blend it. And I beat the brush only to remove excess paint. As you pick up paint off the canvas, then you can just beat the brush a little bit and blend it right out. That way you don't have to go through the whole cleaning procedure. There. Give it another little knock and we'll go right up here. But you can do that several times, and that will keep your brush nice and clean and fresh. Shoot, we got a very nice sky already. There. Okay. Now, let's get crazy today. Tell you what, let's take alizarin crimson and a little bit of phthalo blue. We want to make a nice lavender color here, but proportionately, we need much more crimson than blue. The blue is very strong. And it's difficult to tell what color that is. So you take a little white, put it out here, and then you can check it out and see if it's what you want. Maybe we'll have a little more blue in there. There we go. Pick the paint totally up off the palette, turn it over. Okay, let me clean my knife. Now then, let's just use the old 1-inch brush today. Load a little paint in there. It's no big deal. However you want to load it. And maybe in our world, there lives just a beautiful little cloud that floats around up here. Now this lavender color you can mix with yellow without it turning green. And of course the blue doesn't hurt it. So it's a nice neutral color that you can use with both of these without getting in trouble. There. Maybe this comes right on around. Less and less pressure. We want to get softer. There we go. Maybe right on off the canvas. Shoot, who knows? This is your world, so you do anything that you want to do here. Now I have a piece of just plain masking tape across here, just to keep the horizon nice and straight. I want the horizon to be very straight. And that's the only reason it's there. There we go. And just wherever you want them, just sort of let your imagination go here. Just make all kinds of happy little things. There. Maybe some little stringy things that live up here. Okay. Now, with a clean dry brush, I'm just going to work this a little bit. All this does is remove excess paint. I want to highlight these clouds, so the more paint that you can remove, the easier the next step will be. There. Once again, just knocking off excess paint. Now then, let's begin blending this and working with it. There we go. Let's let all kinds of beautiful things happen here. A lot of times if you're out selling paintings, and of course we're not interested in making that happy buck, but if you should be, if you're out selling paintings, a lot of times people buy paintings more for color than for content. And this is one of those rascals that'll sell like hotcakes, if you're interested in that. And the only reason I mention selling paintings, to me, when you sell a painting and someone's willing to buy something that you made with your hand, and a scene that came out of your mind, then selling is just sort of your report card. It says you've done a good job. Let's take some white, be right back. Get a little touch of the bright red, just a little touch. It's very strong. It'll set your whole world on fire in just a second, just a little bit. Now then, let's go up here and just begin highlighting these clouds, just right on the top up here. There we go, wherever you want them. Just some pretty little things going on. Little tiny circles though. Bring some of it right around like that. And there and here. Sort of let your imagination go. There. Okay. Just sort of follow the basic shapes that you have in your clouds here. Let it wander around. A little right in here. There. We don't know. Clouds are very free. They just float around the sky and have fun all day. And that's the way you should paint them. Very loose, very free, happy little things. Okay. Now we can come back with our good dry brush. Use just the top corner and very, very gently blend this. Tiny little circular strokes with just the top corner of the brush. Tiny little strokes. There. Don't overwork it. Don't overwork it. There's almost a tendency to keep going. It gets to where it's good. And you just keep going and going and going, and pretty soon it's just all mooshed together. Knock off the excess paint again, and very lightly we can begin blending this. Just fluff it, lift it, work with it. And then very lightly, we'll just blend the entire sky. 3 hairs and some air. Okay. Now this is a fantastic way of making a very effective sky, whether it's in a landscape or a seascape, winter, summer. It's beautiful, and you can change the colors just to fit the season or your particular mood. There. Mean looking sky. Okay. Let's have some fun now. I'm going to take off the masking tape. And as I say, that was there only to preserve this nice straight water line. And we already have color up there. So let's take our fan brush today. And we'll go right into a little bit of titanium white and just load some color onto the bristles. Both sides, just back and forth. Now then, let's come back to this horizon and very gently. And when you do this, let me exaggerate. I'm making strokes like this, and I'm really exaggerating now. And those little strokes, little rocking type strokes like that, help create that illusion of waves that are far, far away. Leave some dark areas in there. And we have to make a decision. Maybe there's a sort of a large wave right here. So we come in here, go zoop, zoop, like that. That's all there is to it. Doesn't look much like a wave yet, but it will. There we are. Okay, now you can take a clean dry fan brush, and all you're worried about is the dark area right in here. Watch what happens. Grab this and begin blending the color back. Just begin blending it back. And angles are very important here. And see what happens. Now then. And that easy. It begins creating that illusion of water moving back there. And we'll come back and highlight those and really make them stand out. Now then. Now then. Somewhere in here, we're going to have a big crasher. So we have to start making some decisions. Let's go right up in here and apply some color. This is just basically white, least little touch of yellow in it. There. Just let it work right on out. Wherever you want it to go. Now then we take a large brush. Be sure it's clean and very dry. And just barely touching, just sort of wind it up. The bristles are not moving much. It just blends everything together very softly. There. Just let it work right on out. And that color that you have on the canvas, the crimsons and the lavenders and all those beautiful colors begin working their way through. There we are. And we don't want this wave to get too big. We want it to stay quite small. Okay. Now then, take a little white, come right along this edge. Take our large brush, and once again, just blend it back. That blending back makes the little trough in between the waves, a little light area. See how that pushed that wave right back? Okay. Shoot, we're having some fun. Now then, back into our white. Load a lot of color onto the bristles. Least little touch of yellow into that. Least little touch. Now then, we have to make some big decisions here. Where is our wave crashing over? Maybe, shoo. Got to make those little noises. There it comes. There it comes. Just a little bit. There. Okay. Just let that color just zing right over there. And you begin forming the wave there. Now from that angle it probably won't look just right. When it comes straight on you'll see the difference though. Let's take our old number 3 fan brush. We'll take a little bit of lavender color, mix a little white with it. This is alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. But I got the number 3 fan brush. And we're going to have some foam splashing up in here. And all we do is take the corner of the brush and just churn it, wiggle it. There it comes. And start working on basic shapes. Come right on up, right on up. Choo. See there? Isn't that fantastic? This is the most fun to do in a seascape, this particular part. And all we're doing is putting the shadows on right now, the dark part of the splash. Then we'll come back and we'll put the light areas in. Sometimes it's so much fun, you want to put the light areas in immediately. And then it's difficult to put this part in. Put the shadows in first, and then work on the goodies. Okay, let's go right into titanium white. We'll load some color right on. This is still number 3 fan brush. Okay, now then, let's begin putting in some beautiful little splashes. Push upward with that brush. The foam patterns, splashing patterns here, are created on that upward stroke. We'll just let them come right on around here. There. See how you let that just crash? Just think about water splashing and crashing. And now it's beginning to mix with that dark shadow color we put in there, and it gets darker and darker back here. And this will happen automatically for you. You don't have to worry about it. Let the canvas work, the paints, the colors. There we go. Now sometimes, I live in Florida, and in Florida we don't have big rocks and stuff. Sometimes you just want to make little tiny simple seascapes. All you have to do is just touch the top of a wave like that. And it creates those little waves, see there? Just touch. So if you want to do a Florida seascape, that's all it amounts to, and then you can pull a little bit of that color down. It's a very simple way to make a nice little seascape. And that's all it takes. But I thought today we'd do ones a little more fun. Now then, corner of the 2-inch brush, we want to just blend this. Gently, gently, 2 hairs in some air. Barely caressing the canvas. Just touch that, let it blend together. There. Now maybe the light shining through here, and maybe we have a big reflection coming all down. So let's just do something like this. Just pull a little color straight down. Grab our old big brush. Like so. See, it mixes with all those colors that are on there, and all those beautiful things just happen. And very lightly go across. Doesn't look like much right now, but as we begin working on that, it'll look like a shimmer in there and just beautiful things. Now maybe there's a little wave. Oh, there it is. You knew it was there. Right there in the front. And once again, we'll blend it back. Just blend it back. The strokes and the angles are very important here. That little rocking. Just blend it right up in there. Darker, darker, darker over here. Okay, now then, shoot, let's get crazy. Let's take a little white. I'm gonna mix the least little touch of phthalo blue with it. Just the least little touch. I just want it to have sort of a blue cast. Now then, let's take the small knife. Let's go in here. We have to start making some determinations. A little roll of paint on the small knife. Maybe, come right up in here. Maybe there's a little watery thing that comes right in here, and push very hard. Very hard. And just allow that to come right across. You're putting a little ridge of paint right out here. All right. Now we can take a clean fan brush and very gently grab this and begin blending it back. Just grab it and blend it back. There. Think about angles and what's happening in this, though. Don't just pull it back at angle. It needs to be flat to make that water lay down. And here and there, maybe there's some. There we are. Just nice little things happening. But this is where you make the water move up and down and however you want to do. These little things in here. And I tell you what, maybe back in here we have some big rocks. You know me, I like these big rocks and seascapes. To me, it makes it more interesting. But you don't have to have them in yours. I'm just going to take some brown, just plain old Van Dyke brown, and a little dark sienna in it. A little lavender here and there too. What the heck? Whatever dark color you happen to have. Let's just fill that in. See, even this rock I had painted a basic shape in with the black gesso. There. Tell you what, maybe there's another rock. Yep, there we are. It lives right there. Just a nice little rock, friendly little rock. Maybe over on the other side here. Let's have a rock over here. We don't want this side left out. Same color. And all we're doing here is just applying a very basic shape, just blocking in color. And this probably won't hardly even show at this point. I'm going to add a little black in this one, just to darken it up even more. I want this side to be very dark. So I'm adding a little black right down here in the corner. Maybe we'll put a bump up here on this rock. Whatever you want. Any way that you want it. Now that color will allow us to paint other colors over it and beautiful things happen. Maybe we'll have a little beach up here, so I'll take a little white. And let's just go up in here. And because we put brown on the canvas, instantly we have land. There we go. Just like so. Now if you want to show reflections under here, so you can just grab the edges of this and pull down and go across, and that'll make it look wet. Just like that. Now then, we'll take some white, put some white on here. We'll grab a little bit of the lavender color, and maybe I'll add a touch more crimson to it. Ooh, that's nice. Just load some on the fan brush. Now then, let's begin shaping these rocks here. Now you can do this with a liner brush, take your time and put all kinds of things in. It's sort of hard to do in the time frame that we have here. But at home, you do it whichever way works best. There we go. See? But this is how you can literally shape and form all kinds of things happening in your rocks. And you can just tap it. Just the indication. All you're looking for is the highlights in the rocks. There. Okay, some out here, and wherever you want them, wherever. There's another thing that's happening right about there. Let's see how easy those are. But now then, we'll take a large brush and very gently, following the angles, we just caress it. Just enough to move the paint a little. Don't want to destroy all those little lines and marks that you put in there. Just enough to move it. But look at all the different planes in there. Okay, let's go over the other one, do the same basic thing. Over in here, since our light source is in the center, there we are. Here comes another one. So you just sort of look at it and decide where you think all these little things live and play. There. There we are. Okay. Just make all types of shapes there. Maybe there's another one. Yeah, there it is. See? Right on down. Just like so. Wherever you want. There's one. And everybody's going to have different kind of rocks in their painting, so don't worry about it if they don't look just like these or just like ones that somebody else done. Okay, now we'll take our large brush, and once again, very lightly, just enough to distort it a little bit. It's sort of like when we do reflections. We don't want to get carried away, just enough to move it. There. Maybe? Shoot, let's get crazy here. I'll take the little knife. I'll go right back into that blue. Maybe there's another little ripple that lives right here. There it is. There it is. Just lay it in. And very lightly blend it back, just like before. Now then, with a liner brush, a little paint thinner, let's go back in here, and I want to firm up this edge so it stands apart. And then just gently blend it on in, just to make it stand out. And put some little lines in here, indicating little foamy things that are happening. This is what shapes your wave. Paint should be very thin, and it'll literally flow. See, even back in here, you want all kinds of little watery movements. There. But these little details, this is what really makes your seascape special. Come right along here. There we are. There. Just all kinds of little things. See them? Right around the old stone, there's some. That easy. And under this thing here, a little dark line will help set that off. Make it really stand up. And at home, when you're doing this, spend some time with it. Just put all kinds of little details in here. You'll be absolutely amazed at what an effective and beautiful seascape you can make in just a matter of minutes. And the old clock on the wall tells me it's about time to shut it down for the day. I hope you've enjoyed this. It'll really give you a nice little thing to do. It's beautiful colors. It'll make you happy in here. So from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless.